later if we wish. Give it a moment. Oh, I didn't put any of my makeup on. Well, I don't need it. I'm authentic.
No makeup today.
Like you. Yeah. Okay, so we're live now, just waiting for the comments to load, and we'll just give it a few moments for some to get on here. That'll be great. Yes.
Good. Here we go. I can see
Yep,
them
so
coming
everything
on.
is going, yeah, everything is going very rapidly with what we're doing, getting that concrete foundation. So before I'll begin, so this is Christina Cowherd, and she is leading up our huge project, the Global People's Monetary System, the full liberation for humanity, and this is done by the people ourselves. So we're just setting everything up, getting the framework in place, and this is for the people. And of course, I'm Rick Jors. So having said that, Christina, do you wish to just say a little bit more? I love your way with words.
Yeah, we're just happy to spend this time with you. There's been questions that have come up, and as we report our full transparency, we want to be able to give you some answers and invite you to continue down your path of exploration to join us and to join the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So again, this is for all of the people what we're doing, and we're just doing this short live to answer some questions that's been coming up recently, and just to give a little bit of clarity onto it. So having said that, I guess we'll jump right into it now, if you wish.
Yep, that sounds great.
So first question, what we've been receiving is symbolism. It appears that some are looking at symbols on our website, and they're saying that it's of the cabal, the darkness, the Illuminati, these sort of negative imprints. And of course, no, it is not. So I'd like to hear what you have to say about that, Christina, and to offer some clarity on it, please.
Yeah, well, first of all, great question. And second of all, congratulations for asking questions. I think that's where we've come to a point in 2021, is that it's a compliment. It's great to ask questions, right? It comes from that curiosity of a child's mind, and wanting clarity and wanting direction and understanding of this path that we're on, right? So congratulations.
Wow.
In regards to the symbolism, there's actually, just like anything, it's a perspective, right? We from birth have been taught this particular mode of thought, this particular mode of being, which was to not question, right? To not question authority. So we're now breaking that the shell open, so that people do that. And I would invite you to learn. I would invite you to investigate and do some research. And what you'll find is that a lot of the divine symbols, the symbols that come from natural law, that come from creator, that come from source, have actually been reversed. Some of the really well-known ones are the peace symbol. Another one that makes a lot of people go crazy is that number, right? That repeats. What is it? 666.
Yeah.
So there's that perspective, right? That these are bad, they're evil, they're of the dark. And if you were to go back along the path and go to the origin, you'll find that they're not actually. They're actually of divinity. So that's one side of the story. the other side of the story is that we are co-creators, right? We have learned, regardless of what energy we're at, which dimension we're on, we know that there's this thing called law of attraction, and then there's, you know, being a co-creator. And if you stand in that place, if you sit in that place from the inside, right, not the outside of what we create, but from the inside, you'll know what your truth is, what the truth is when you connect with your inner self. And so that's where that item of discernment comes. And from that place, you have the ability to create positive outcomes. You have the ability to create something that I like to call them or they, um, that they have flipped, and you can choose consciously, co-create it to be something positive by projecting from within, right? Your positive co-creation, and you can make something that what you may once have perceived as negative, you can actually create, co-create, attract, right? Something positive with it. So I always say there's more one than one way, right? We're not all taking the same path, the same trail, right? The same frequency, but we always end up in the same location when we go on our pathway home. So maybe more than you wanted to know, but I think there's a little different perspectives from both sides.
Well, indeed, it's always great to elaborate on these because it gives more information and it makes it easier for ones to understand more. But basically, as well, it's when you're viewing the Global People's Monetary website, it's best to go in there with at least a neutral or a positive frame of mind. If you go and look at it negative, what the consciousness in the mind will do will distort what you're reading, and it will manipulate it to perhaps a negative degree. So it's important also to go in with it a good clear state of mind, be relaxed, have a coffee, a cigarette, and just look at it that way. If you go in negative, or if you're having a bad day, nothing's going to align for you.
And
Like
that,
in
yeah,
your Facebook feeds, right? You're having a bad day, you go on there, everything is negative. But if you're having a good day, you go on there, everything is positive. So what you read and what you see is a reflection, of what you are at the time, your current state of polarity. If you're negative, you're going to see it reflected out there. So great. Yeah, without rambling too much on that one. Um, so another a recent question is about Jacera. In Nacera, there seems to be a confusion by some that thinking this is connected to Jacera or Nacera. And I wish to ask what your answers on that to clarify this once again. Thank you.
yeah. I think it's good to repeat this, because this Nisara Jasara aspect has been going on for what, decades now. And so there's a lot of information out there, and people are very plugged in, and although there's an immense amount of what you would say positive aspects to it, that would be an improvement to what some of the system is today. I want people to go to that neutral place, right? And look from that position, and understand that this system, Jasara Nisara, was created still under the same premise of what we currently have, and that is government. So it was created by government. And some of the key points that you can understand about this is that there are people who know about it, which are the few, because they've had to sign non-disclosure agreements, which is called an NDA. And so there's no transparency there. If indeed this particular system were for the people, to create something wonderful, then why are people on an NDA, and why are only select few know about it? Why is it not broadcast at the top of the mountains, right? And on all the news channels of this miraculous, wonderful thing that is available? So when things are indeed under the covers or behind the closed doors, that is indeed a reason to question. So those are a couple aspects. One, it was created via government. It was created via a few, not the people. So to understand, would it be better than what we currently have? Yes, but is it connected to the global people's monetary system? No. The global people's monetary system is directly linked to the people, not negating government as we know it now. There will not be, quote, government, because the people, being sovereign, which is our birthright, right, from Creator, are self-responsible. And we, as the people, come together and we create this. So there is a very much a division. I like to call the global people's monetary system, and where we're asking people to come together and unite to co-create this, and that is that we're going beyond what we've had before. It's not a recreation. It's not going in and fixing it. It's not taking what we have and making it better. It's something completely new. It's time to just get rid of what we had, because there's too much of it, as we know, that's not working. So no, it's not the same. And yes, they come from totally different places.
And absolutely, and may I add, everything that's being done with the global people's monetary system, it's full transparency, and it's all out there as well. And what I wish to say, the Gesera Nasera was great steps, leading many people up till this point in time. However, again, this is not a Gesera Nasera thing. This is what I like to say is going to the ultimate at activating each one's um, unlimited access to money, and each one their self is the backing. You are the backing of the amount of money you can create by your choice. However, where we are bringing all the people together, there has to be a little method of control over it to prevent the chaos in society. So, there is a prudency with it, a discipline, if you will. However, this
There's
is
another point
activating
that
people.
there was another point that
Yeah,
I think is also very important, that was part of the question, is people were asking, so the funds that we would receive from Asara Jasara, what happens with that in the global people's monetary system? And I shared with many that it's on the website, it's on the comparison chart, and it's in a lot of our Facebook Lives, and it's also documented that all the assets that come, that would, when we do funding, you don't lose anything. There's no loss if for some reason GSAR were to be enacted before there were full funding. There's no loss. So there's you could have your cake and eat it too if it were to occur.
well, yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah. That's what this is about. Everything you may have now, you may be a millionaire watching this. This doesn't take anything from you.
no.
It adds on. But you may be someone watching this that is homeless on the street. What it instantly does for you is put you in the full place of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And we are assisting you. And, there's so many that don't have anything, that, are deprived of it. And the governments did not put that there. They put constitutions there, yet they violated them. They were false instruments, is what it is. And with the Vatican and all of what we call the unlawful constructs, we are lawful what we are doing, and it's the people that are joining together with this to do it. So it is beyond, as you say, Christina. So if we can go on to the next question, if you don't have anything to add on that quick, Jacera and Sarah. Okay, great. So I had wrote down, again, this is for the people. With what we're doing, there is no government, no church, no Illuminati, no cabal. There is none of this in this. This is the genuine people. We are initiating this and administrating it for the people. And it's all of the people that comes together that wishes to support this new reality and new financial system that is fully operated by the people, not by the governments and controlled. So this is much different. You need administrators and coordinators of this new monetary system. And we have the higher consciousness ones upon the planet, which are the top geniuses to do this. And there's many experts. And what I wish to say, when you look at the website and you look at the divine plan, it may be vague for many of you, but it needs to be that way because we are creating the global or the worldwide community. And it's not up to just us, the initiators.
Exactly, and that is it's a point that really needs to be driven home, and that is that global people's monetary system is not creating all the quote new procedures, new rules. It's the people that are. We are the platform for people to unite to create that.
Exactly. Thank you, Christina. Yeah, so we have initiated to bring everyone together, all of the people, to create the huge voice that activates each one of your individuals' money, comfortable, unlimited money for all. No more debt with this new financial system that we construct together. There is no need for poverty. Money just becomes an advancement tool that you're not looping, working for hours and then just dying. We're using money as a free flow, also part of a life force. And it's part of a life force where, with the way the system is now, it causes stress, which causes sickness and death. What we're doing is opening up all of your flow, which becomes the freedom life force as well. And again, this is done by the people, and many of you, don't trust governments, and everyone has a very good reason for that. And right today, the global population, there's about 70% that don't trust governments, and that's why one of the reasons why this has been initiated. It's time for the people to do it. We know how to do it. We have the very simple solution, the template, and that's for all of the people to come together to create this for the good for all. So it's all the people that's doing this. It's none of the old regime, the old darkness. This is the light, what we are. And as we go forward, the participation completes any loopholes, not loopholes, any holes you may be seeing. The participation of the people as it expands outwards. You have professionals, higher consciousness professionals coming in and participating and say, hey, here's the solution for this, here's the solution for that. So when the more you have working together, the much quicker it goes, and with everyone on that same good track. So, having said that, any questions, please just keep them for the past, and please no promotional efforts on here. This is about the global people's monetary system. Thank you for cooperating. So another thing that has come up is that, Christina, it's my understanding that we had one that had autographed, and then they wanted to withdraw their consent. However, the way that I kind of heard it is that they had consented their autograph, but then someone else told them something and they withdrew. Do you wish to just expand upon the importance of each individual listening to their self, use their own consciousness, instead of perhaps being influenced negatively by another?
Yeah, I definitely think that is something to bring up, and that is that we know from what happened last year, right? There was a lot of things that were brought to our forefront, our actual visual 2020 site, and with that, we each had the opportunity to start the questioning, right, and start the researching. There's still a lot of people out there that are listening to government, listening to what you would call people of authority, listening to their friends, their family, instead of going within, instead of listening to their heart song, right, and their inner guidance. And so with this particular individual, she reached out and she wanted to withdraw her consent, which is perfectly fine. And so the process in doing that is sending something back to the individual to make sure it's not a bot or somebody else, and to confirm that it's actually that individual. And when I did that, she responded with profuse apologizing, because she had said she was listening to others. And when she went within and meditated, she realized that she was being influenced by others and not following her true heart. So you have a choice, and we're not looking to convince anybody here. I would invite each person to use their own discernment and to connect with their inner self and their inner voice and their inner guidance. Which kind of brings me, and I think you already had this question coming up also, Rick, which is, I included, we all sometimes need to pause. Our world is so fast. We respond to those texts, we pick up the phone as soon as it rings, and sometimes we need to give a breath, take a moment, and feel what it is that's coming to us, and use our inner guidance and use our discernment. So I would just invite you to do that, both not just with the global peoples, but in your life in general. Find out how it serves you. It will serve you well.
Exactly. And again, with it, just what you were saying